Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, TGIF, March the 6th. We are here to look at the rest of the cozy mysteries that were released this week in the publishing world. There are about 40 of them, so we didn't get to them all on Monday. Elena says, "Good morning. How are you doing?" She says, "I am good. Good to hear. I will show you my new outfit tomorrow at 12. Oh, pretty." And Elena says hello to Mary. Mary says, "Good morning, PK and Elena. Happy Friday. Foggy here in Virginia this morning and expecting sprinkles later today." We are too, and it might dip into some white stuff, but if so, barely. Going to have lunch with a friend today. Oh, something to look forward to. Very nice. Good to see a friend. Good to have food that somebody else fixed. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow night at 3 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. We didn't get very far, did we? Holy moly. Okay, we got to do private very quickly now. All right, we were here. And we looked up the pronunciation hygge and homicide by A.L. Jensen. First in the Hygge House Cozy Mysteries. When talented interior designer Minna Hallinan returns to her idyllic northern hometown after decades away, she's ready for a fresh start. Recently divorced and with her daughter grown, Minna eagerly takes over Nordic Cozy, her mother Elsie's beloved home decor shop, embracing the hygge lifestyle and peaceful natural surroundings she'd forgotten she missed. Partnering with her lifelong friend Christy, a creative event planner with an eye for detail, Minna pours her heart into transforming blah blah blah. We get it. But on grand opening morning, Minna's dreams of a tranquil new beginning crumble when she discovers a dead body on her doorstep. With whispers spreading throughout Lakewood's tight-knit community and business grinding to a halt, Minna must channel her designer's eye for detail into amateur sleuthing. Must she? Into that road. Murder at Crescent House by Edith Ellis, second in the Haunted Echo Point Cozy Mysteries. When bookstore owner Luna Brooke begins uncovering hidden letters inside Crescent House, she quickly realizes she's not alone in her search. The air turns heavy, doors shift when she isn't looking, and the house itself seems determined to guide her toward truth's echo point has tried to forget. Toward truth's Echo Point has tried to forget the town. Got it. The letters tell a story that was never meant to survive, of jealousy, inheritance, and a death disguised as tragedy. But as Luna follows their trail, she discovers this isn't just an old wound reopening. Okay. Let's get the lips moving. Marisha's going to a really good Thai restaurant. Ooh. I don't think I've gone to a specific Thai restaurant, though I've been tempted, but I am such a spice wimp. A Coffin Full of Pineapples. That is a great title. By Hilary U. Cohen, first in the Maggie and Jake Caribbean Island Mystery. The remote Grenadine Islands, sailing paradise of the southern Caribbean, home of Maggie and Jack's popular little charter boat company, and now murder. After prevailing in A Turquoise Grave, popular heroine Maggie Mullally is back to take on the Amalgamated Fruit Company when this giant industrial agriculture conglomerate moves in on tiny St. Vincent. Maggie, a part-time lawyer on her days off from sailing, gets drawn into the fight of local pineapple farmers to hold on to their land. Dark secrets begin to emerge from the company's past of environmental degradation and human catastrophe. Secrets they will go to any length to keep hidden. Suddenly Maggie's client Solange, a feisty woman farmer with secrets of her own, is in their crosshairs, and Maggie is sailing a hard race against time to expose the truth before it's too late. Cupcakes and Murder by Lucinda Race, second in the Little Bakery Cozy Mysteries. In Oak Hollow, every recipe comes with a dash of mystery. After her beloved bakery goes up in flames, former FBI data analyst Temperance Matthews is determined to rise from the ashes, literally. With the support of her best friend Josie, her loyal dachshund Hank, and a budding home kitchen renovation, she's baking her way back into business in a small town of Oak Hollow. But when one of the volunteers who helped demo her new space is found dead, and another is discovered unconscious beside the river after eating one of her famous chocolate cupcakes, Temperance finds herself caught in the center of a town-wide whodunit. The Mystery of the Village Theater by Judith Cutler, 5th in the Antique Shop Mysteries. Things aren't looking bright for Lena. A flashy new antique center has opened in the Kentish village of Bredham, stealing her customers and threatening the future of her beloved shop. At least her dear friend and mentor Griff Tripp has something to smile about. He's been cast as the lead in Curtain Call, a local amateur play, but when Lena reluctantly agrees to help behind the scenes, she quickly realizes something's rotten in the Oast House Theater. Tires are slashed, nasty messages appear, someone hides a dead fish in a heating vent, and when a cast member collapses and dies mid-rehearsal, Lena knows this is more than harmless backstage drama. End of that row. Mary says, I'm a spice wimp as well, but have found some dishes that I like. Good. Let me know what they are. That aren't spiced, at least heavily. I stay away from hot curries and chili pepper flavored things, but love chicken satay, etc. I wouldn't mind the noodles. I like flavor, but not burn your mouth and die kind. With that, we take a glug of coffee. Fetching a Felony by Addison Moore and Bellamy Bloom, 32nd in the Country Cottage Mysteries. There's a wedding at the Country Cottage Inn. Get ready for something borrowed, something blue, something dead, and something being stewed. Oh, it's Talking Pets solving the crime. I'm Busy Baker Wilder, and let me tell you, nothing says disaster waiting to happen quite like hosting a last-minute beach wedding at my Country Cottage Inn when the original venue mysteriously fell through just 1 week before the big day. Blah, blah, blah. The steel drums are playing, the frozen cocktails are flowing, everything is going surprisingly well until the wedding planner decides to take a permanent vacation from life. 1 minute she's barking orders about flower arrangements, and the next she's deader than my motivation to plan another last-minute wedding, etc. Well, if you don't mind talking animals, that one's got attitude. On Sea and on Land by Tia Brown, 29th in the Amy Hammond Cozy Mysteries. Good for her. Spring is coming to Dorset, so is a mysterious conference and a trail of corpses. Avid crafter and reluctant sleuth and spy Amy Hammond. Can't see why this should have anything to do with her or her husband, not as retired as he'd like to be spy Peter Cunningham. But his old bosses want him back so badly they're prepared to send a lieutenant colonel to cat-sit. At least Peter has his usual team, with the addition of Guy and Sarah Stannard from Kim Kinsella's department, which is so secret that it's known as the Shadows. There are still more corpses and more attempts at murder until help comes from the last place she'd have expected it to. Can they put right as much as they can? Is Amy about what she's becoming? And will she ever get any time to do some sewing? That's the first thing on my mind. I'll have to check out that first one, though, if there's spy things involved. Mary says, I like pad thai as well. Rice noodles with bean sprouts and combined with shrimp or chicken. Nice sweet sour taste. Very good and no heat. I will make a note of these. There is one a place I've been wanting to try as a takeout. We also have an India place that I'd like to try. Again, heat. The Bus, the Body, and the Brilliant Idea by Renee Roberts, 4th in the Crazy Cat Lady Mystery Series. For Jules, Poppy, and Jigsaw, an afternoon at a picturesque mountain retreat was supposed to be a break from driving. When the roads vanish under a blizzard and they're trapped in a remote chalet with a group of potters guarding secrets they're desperate to keep hidden, and one guest who turns up dead. Snowed in and surrounded by suspects, it's immediately apparent the real danger isn't outside in the storm, it's inside. Time for Jules, Poppy, and their too clever klepto cat Jigsaw to dust off their amateur sleuthing skills and figure out who's lying before the killer strikes again. Roasted Deceit by Erica J. Walton, 5th in the Burnt End Mysteries. When Melody Benoit, whatever, returns home from college for winter break, she brings more than dirty laundry. Her forensic science project has reopened a cold case that someone in Prairie Rose desperately wanted to stay closed. 15 years ago, environmental engineer Bobby Pritchard was murdered the night before he was scheduled to testify about illegal dumping that poisoned the local water supply. His death was ruled accidental. His evidence disappeared, and everyone who knew the truth stayed silent. Now Melody's investigation has connected Bobby's murder to a conspiracy involving wealthy investors, a corrupt former sheriff, and a cover-up that cost innocent lives. But as the sisters dig deeper into Prairie Rose's darkest secret, witnesses start dying again, and the people responsible do anything to protect their legacy of lies. End of that row. That row went fast. Was it just me? Sorry, my screen is dimming. Claws at the Falls by, did we do? Okay, Erica J. Walton. Why does that name already sound familiar? Or are they just all kind of sounding the same? 3rd in the Cozy Perch Cafe Mysteries. When travel writer Grant Granger turns up murdered near frozen Aspen Falls, cafe owner Alexis Belrose knows that this is no accident. Grant was a regular at the Cozy Perch, always friendly, always guarded. Now dangerous people have descended on Larkspur Valley searching for something he hid before he died. Mabel and the Privy of Doom. Now that wins the title. That wins the title of the day. By Susan Kimmel Wright, 5th in the Mysteries of Medicine Spring. A university archaeology team has come to excavate an old privy on the grounds of the Thompson Estate, home of Medicine Spring's first white settler. They hope to retrieve items of historic interest, but rumors of lost treasure and dark curses swirl around the project. Mabel has joined the dig as a volunteer, despite her reluctance to touch anything collected from the ancient outhouse pit. It doesn't take long, however, before she realizes a few dirt-encrusted artifacts are the least of her worries. She doesn't believe in curses, but accidents and misfortune plague team members, including Mabel herself. She begins to wonder if there might be some truth in the old stories. When a body turns up on the site, it appears the curse has transformed from local legend to deadly reality. Will Mabel be its next victim? It's not always about you. Death and the Lost Leprechaun by Bessie Barr. A Pelican Shores Mystery, book number 13. At St. Patrick's Day, leprechaun hunt turns deadly when the tide delivers a dead body, and Pelican Shore's charm suddenly feels like a cover story. Finn Dockery just wants to serve coffee and teach pottery at Sandy Brew's Cafe. Why are these things in bold? Not collect clues. But when a quiet visitor named Sloane is found weighted down in the Gulf, Finn's instincts flare, and so does her determination to protect her town. Her best friend Bertie brings the sarcasm, the backbone, and the tote bag cat with royal attitude, while Bo the golden retriever assists like he's been deputized by cuteness. Then Sloane's painted leprechauns start whispering secrets, strange symbol stamped, etc., etc. Antiques and Arsenic by Marie Higgins. When a woman is found 17th in series. When a woman is found dead after sharing tea at Antiques and Lilies, crime podcaster Harper Monroe suddenly finds herself uncomfortably close to the center of the investigation. As suspicion creeps toward her shop and her sister Piper, and by-the-book detective Nathan Cole, who has been assigned to them, steps in to keep them out of trouble. But in a small town where everyone is familiar, danger is easy to overlook. End of that row. Oh goodness, we might have to start doing drive-bys if I don't pick things up. Shaken, Not Stirred to Death by Tessa Ora, 8th in a Penelope Sinclair cozy murder mystery. What is a boutique owner to do when the snow globe delivered to her shop depicts a murder? When developer Martin Hale is found dead among Beth's riverfront and a matching snow globe appears at my doorstep like a signature, it's clear this isn't an accident. Really? That's why you're a detective. It's a message meant for me in this small town cozy mystery. I'm Penelope Sinclair, boutique owner at the Curious Finds, antique addict, and the town's reluctant expert on dangerous collectibles. Oh, it says page not found. This one's been pulled. Alright, next one. And that kind of looked interesting. It Happened One Plight by Marissa Schrock, 4th in the Bobby Sue Baxter Mysteries. In the summer of 1988, in Wildcat Springs, Indiana, aspiring journalist Bobby Sue Baxter is ready for a totally normal first date with the handsome Hemi Miller. But in her life, normal never seems to stick. Before they can finish their picnic, Bobby Sue's world is turned upside down. Her last summer at home has already been a whirlwind of secrets, but she never expected to include a dead body in her dad's office. I think I remember the summer of '88. I think I was doing theater. Murder at Grayson College by Diana Zarissa, 7th in the Margaret and Mona Ghostly Cozies. Margaret is delighted that her sister Megan is coming to visit the Isle of Man, where Margaret has been living for several months now. She's less excited that Megan will be accompanied by her boyfriend Carter and several of his friends from New York City, people that Megan barely knows. Both sisters are looking forward to 2 weeks of sightseeing around the island with Carter and his friends. Tensions start to build almost immediately, though, when the group bumps into one of Carter's former girlfriends who's currently living on the island. Megan is shocked to find out that Carter has other friends living there as well. Blah, 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 blah. When the group returns to cottage, Megan finds Carter's body in the bathroom. It isn't long before the two sisters start to realize Carter had lied to Megan about many things. Anyway, there's a murder. End of that row. Yeah, we're gonna have to start doing drive-bys. Half-Baked Curses by Sarah Nofke, 6th in the Ella Bloom Mysteries. Tag is sugar and spice and everything nice, except when it includes a killer with a sweet tooth for murder. And I forgot to click on it. We'll give that a moment. A Game of Murder by M.R.G. Davies, 2nd in the Cozy Crime Club Mysteries. Someone's not playing by the rules. The book club may have the clue to a murder. Twisted Magic Casting by Poppy Bridgman, 9th in The Witch of Henbane Island. 2 brand new protectors. Murder on the mainland, a threat to the world of magic. See, we like those. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Magic and Murder by Tegan Mayer, 20th in The Witches of Keyhole Lake Mysteries. Oh, and it looks like a wedding. End of that row. I like this cover. I really like this cover. A Love Most Daring. Is this a mystery? Is that why I put this here? By Joanna Barker. Yes, it says proper romance meets page-turning mystery in this captivating tale of danger, redemption, and love worth fighting for. Joanna Barker. A Love Most Daring. Thrust into sudden danger, Beatrice finds herself under the reluctant protection of Alexander Rawlings, a brooding, Bow Street officer with a guarded heart and a fierce sense of duty. Yeah. That's jumping to the front. Oh, Dana Stabenow has a new one. The Harvey Girl by Dana Stabenow. Welcome to the Gilded Age where not everything glitters. Oh, and she's doing a historical. Interesting. 1890, the New Mexico Territory is a lawless frontier where criminals steal money and land alike with impunity. Everyone wears a 6-gun and is ready and willing to draw it. In the new city of Montaña Roja, Fred Harvey's growing empire is threatened by the robberies plaguing his newest Harvey House restaurant. To get justice, he needs a skilled detective to go undercover and procure answers to questions the law will not ask. The assignment falls to Claire Wright, a young Pinkerton agent. Disguised as one of Harvey's famous hostesses, Claire travels west, where she risks being exposed at every step of her investigation. To get answers and to get out alive, there's only two things she can trust: her instincts and her derringer. Well, good for Dana. The Gardener's Club by Marnie Riches. That's a great last name. Gardening is dirty work, but should it be deadly? When a corpse turns up in the community greenhouse, Jill, or Gil, Swanley discovers her new hobby may be more dangerous than she imagined. See, that's why I don't garden. Primrose Murder Society by Stacy Hackney. This is called a Southern Cozy Mystery, a little bit Gilmore Girls, a little bit Finley Donovan, with a big helping of Only Murders in the Building. Lila Shaw stopped trusting anyone the minute her husband went to jail for white-collar crime, taking their country club lifestyle with him. Now Lila is broke, friendless, and losing her house. And to make things worse, her true crime-obsessed daughter Bee was just expelled from 4th grade. Desperate for a fresh start, Lila agrees to temporarily move in and clean out an abandoned junk-filled apartment in Richmond's palatial Primrose building. The luxurious Virginia landmark is filled with retirees who start their days early, drinking bourbon and gossiping. In that order. Well, that sounds fun. But yeah, I'm going to check out A Love Most Daring for sure. And then I think it was On Land and on Sea that had that spy kind of tone to it. That is it. Sorry for we had to do, of course, I'm already reading A Ghastly Catastrophe. That is it for this week. Sorry we had to do drive-bys, but they're cranking up the publishing again. Not a bad thing. We just run out of time. Mary says, bought a book while volunteering at the library yesterday. The Sisterhood by Tasha Alexander. I'm enjoying it. Was quiet at the store, so I got 50 pages read before I came home. Good for you. Tasha Alexander is a good historical mystery author. Have you started at the beginning? The first book sort of sets up the situation, but very, very good. I don't necessarily believe you have to read some series in order. And this one, probably don't have to if you haven't read the others. But it's worth the story if you want to. I'm happy for you buying a book. I love slow days. I wish I could do that. Read at work. I would get so much more read, which, you know, is the priority when you're at work. Alrighty, that is it for today. We'll start again next week on Monday with a brand new batch of books being published next week in Cozy's Crime Fiction and Thrillers. Again, no sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, and it goes for 5 hours. Bring your own book, work on a project, work on a hobby, be creative, close your eyes and rest because it's the weekend. Whatever it is that is your self-care, the sprints are there for you to do that for yourself because you deserve it. Hope you have a good Friday. Stay warm, stay cozy, read good books. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Om nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.